Okay, so the filter is basically ready to go. The trash can part of it is essentially dry and cured, so I can basically set up the thing. Two issues. One is the pump is behind some stuff in my room. It's in the tank, and yeah. Anyway, it's also cold out here, and the idea that what I want to do is when I fill this up, I want to fill it up with warm water. So like, what is it, like 75 degrees, like inside. So then I can move the goldfish right out here without any issues, and I can move the turtles out here, and then it'll slowly cool down because I don't plan it to be 75 degrees when I move them out here, but I need it to be warmer than it is now. And like today when I woke up, it was like 34 degrees out here, and I mean, like, there's been really warm days, but there's also been like cooler days, and I can move the goldfish out when it's still like colder, but like that's when like the very least I want it to get to is like 40, 50 at nighttime, and then get up to like 70 whatever's during the day, or 60, 70 whatever's during the day, and then I'll be all right with having them out here. So I can't exactly set it up yet, but even if I could set it up, there's still a few things that I need to make sure that I do, and that is create a basking area. Now this is actually going to be going inside to the 6 foot long 125 gallons tank, because that's going to be the only piece of wood that's in that entire tank right there, because it looks awesome. Turtles will be going in here, so I need some type of basking area, and before my basking area was this, but now it's not because that's going inside. And I want a basking area that they can also lay eggs on. So I saw a basking area that could also be used as laying eggs on in Camp Kennan's video, where he visited a turtle farm or a turtle conservation place in Australia, and they had these tubs that had like things going down that the turtles could bask on, but then inside the tub was dirt. So that's what I'm going to do, and I think I have a bunch of tubs there, but I think those are a little bit too big. I mean, they're quite large, so I'm thinking that this would probably be a better option. Here are my ducks right here. They're doing pretty well, I think. So we've been using this tub for duck water, and I think that this might be usable, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess I'm gonna think about it, because I might use one of those other tubs. It's already cut, kind of, and I don't think those tubs over there are as big as I thought. I might actually just fill this back up for the ducks, because the thing is these turtles need a good amount of substrate, so they'd need like this amount of substrate at least, and this isn't gonna work well for that, so I'll fill that up later. But I think what I'm gonna use is this green tub, this one. So it's already cut over here. Let's move this. All this stuff is from my room or from other places. It's just stuff that needs cleaned, because whenever anything needs cleaned, I throw it out here, because that's just kind of my system. So this tub, you see how it's already cut? I think that'll work pretty well. So what I'll do is I'll cut it on this side all the way down, and then to there. I didn't make this. I feel like my brother did, because he liked to make stuff too, but he wasn't as good at it. So, and then what I'll do is I'll bend this down and like take a flame to this area. I would use like one of those heat guns, but I don't have one, and I'm starting to think I need one because it would just make things easier. Do that to this area, so then I can bend it down, and then I'll screw a piece of board like that or bigger to it, and then I can fill the bottom with substrate, and then I think I'll build a wooden stand, and then it can sit down in, just like, well, or no, that's what I was gonna do. I have some buckets, and I think I might just drill some holes in the buckets and then set this on some buckets, so then it can just kind of sit right there, and it might just go like in the middle or something. So then the idea here is if Pee-wee needs to lay her eggs, she can get in, lay her eggs, get out, and she'll be all good. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Looks like this plastic will be really easy to do. So I tried using scissors, but a razor blade was just better, and then I played with fire for a while, even though I could have used like a hair blow dryer, would have been a better option, but I used fire. Okay, so after cutting that out and putting it out here, what my plan is that I'm going to have it like this. So I'll have one going there that they can come up under the filter, and then I'm going to have one that's more like a dock here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wooden platform and screw it into the side, same level as that, and then cut out this area right here, and then they'll have this whole wooden platform, like it'll be probably like 5 inches out here, and then it'll go down into the water. So, and then I'll have that more like against here, like that. So it'll still take up a decent amount of space. I'm kind of prepared for that. I know it doesn't look fantastic, but I'm not super concerned about that because this is a stock tank and it's gonna have a trash can on top. It's just not gonna look fantastic, but it works. And that's more what I care about. Like, we're gonna have ponds in the yard, those will look nice. This one is just gonna be utility, really. And then which I know isn't fantastic. I could change it in the future. Maybe I will figure out some other way to make it look nice, but currently that's the plan. And then the also advantage of that is I want like little sunlight, like as little sunlight possible inside this tank, because I don't want it to turn green, because it always does and it's gross. Or I say it always does. It did last year, and that was the first time I set it up. So I am going to also build a wooden stand for this. I don't know what my plan was before, but then what I'm going to do is, to make sure this stays upright, is I'll make the stand come up and then attach to that area, and I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to go out, work in the garage with some wood. So from here, I just found wood that was around my garage, and we also have like a bunch of old pallet wood and just different things that I could use to build this. So first I started on the dock, and then I started on the legs. I had to cut some pieces in half with the table saw to make the legs, but then I made the base so then it would attach to the dock there, and then it would come up, and I screwed all of it into the bucket, which probably wasn't the greatest idea, but actually it kept a pretty tight seal, and it actually holds water somehow magically, which wasn't exactly the plan. I kind of wanted it to not hold water, but I'm not complaining about it too much. And then I went ahead and sanded it. Okay guys, so here it is. This is the plan for it. It'll go right here, and then I'm going to build a piece just like this that will go across the back, and then it'll just like sit on. So it'll keep the turtles from getting out. And now basically I have to wait for temperature, and also have some silicone stuff drying, and then I need to fill it up, and then I can get it going. And then I don't actually have any soil right now, like soil mix like I normally do, because I just set up the green iguana enclosure, and it's like I used all my soil on that. So then I'll need to put that in there, but you can see where the water line will be, and I think that'll work perfectly with how I made this. So should work all well and everything, especially once the soil's in there, it won't float or whatever. So also water can technically get in there too, so should be all good. So now the only thing I need for this project is soil, and then I'll be done with it. So once I get that in there, then it'll work very well. One thing that I would change is, if you're replicating this, don't do that method. Do that on both sides, or either just one side or something, because this just looks a whole lot nicer, I think. I mean, not that any of it looks amazing, but I think that this looks a lot nicer, and that actually ended up cracking because, you know, you're messing with the plastic there. And overall, it's been it holds together really well, and like this is not moving or coming apart. Another problem is I don't think I cut this to a good enough angle, so even once I fill it up, because right now it's not all the way up, it's gonna be like quite a lot higher, so that's why I'm thinking that this angle might be all right. But if it isn't, then I'll change it, and I will go ahead and make it more more sloped, or less sloped. So that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, in the comments below. And if you want content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day.